Toby's mum said. What happened to Larry? Did he pull? Face with tears of joy. Stormy's guidance said. Hey. Little Big Dan said. Sorry, forgot F2 was set to end stream, so gambling ended the stream. Stormy's guidance said. Came too soon, face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Toby's mum said. Gamble responsibly, Dan, face with tears of joy. Stormy's guidance said. Go all in, face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. The best way. Toby's mum said. Put it all on red 69, rolling on the floor laughing. The Wolfpack 2022 said. Hi everyone, happy Valentine's Day. Stormy's guidance said. Face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Hey Wolf, you too. Toby's mum said. Hey Wolfpack, how you doing, buddy? Clive voice said. Hey little Ebigdons, left a like for you, thumbs up sign victory hand. Little Big Dan said. Thanks Clive. Toby's mum said. He has gone for a quickie. Clive voice said. YW bro grinning face with smiling eyes raised fist. The Wolfpack 2022 said. I'm doing great Toby. The Wolfpack 2022 said. Smiling face with sunglasses. Toby's mum said. Glad to hear Wolf thumbs up sign. Gamesmeister said. I'm off to do my Valentine's Day duties, but left a like thumbs up sign. Have a great evening everyone. Toby's mum said. Oh enjoy Gamesmeister winking face. Little Big Dan said. Okay Gamesmeister make sure you wrap it up. Toby's mum said. See you soon. Gamesmeister said. Probably be back in 3 minutes face with tears of joy. Bye everyone. Toby's mum said. Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Stormis Guidancer said. Make it 5, Meister face with tears of joy, satisfy the lady properly. Little Big Dan said. He can do it 2 times in 5. Stormis Guidancer said. Not sure if Siri sounds sexual or completely stoned face with tears of joy. Toby's mum said. Sexually stunned face with tears of joy. Stormy's guidance said. Face with tears of joy. The Wolfpack 2022 said. Thinking face. Little Big Dan said. Is it song time? Face with tears of joy. Toby's mum said. Not without JJ surely. The Wolfpack 2022 said. Song time, oh yeah. Stormy's guidance said. JJ isn't here, disappointed face. Little Big Dan said. Wolf can be the new JJ. Stormy's guidance said. No, woman, no cry, no, woman, no cry, little darling, don't shed no tears, no, woman, no cry. Little Big Dan said. Face with tears of joy. Stormy's guidance said. Face with tears of joy. Stormy's guidance said. 'Cause I got high, 'cause I got high. Toby's mum said. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't you're ready for this. Cos ny body too bootylicious for you babe. The Wolfpack 2022 said. You got the touch. Stormisguidancer said. He met Marmalade down in old Moulin Rouge, strutting her stuff on the street. She said, hello, hey Joe. You wanna give it a go? Oh. Aha. Stormisguidancer said. Rolling on the floor laughing. Stormisguidancer said. Roxanne. You don't have to put on the red light. Those days are over. You don't have to sell your body to the night. Little Big Dan said. I'm just a poor boy and nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor family. Spare him his life from this monstrosity. Easy come easy go. Will you let me go? Bismillah. No, we will not let you go. Stormiskeidense, said, face with tears of joy. Toby's mum said, I always thought I was in that song. Bismillah sounded like Miss Miller. That's me face with tears of joy. Stormiskeidense said, yeah, I'm a rocket ship on my way to Mars. On a collision course. I am a satellite, I'm out of control. I am a sex machine, ready to reload. Like an atom bomb about to explode. Little Big Dan said. I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolt and lightning, very very frightening me. Galileo, 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 Figaro, Magnifico. Stormiskeidense said. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Toby's mum said, "Let me lick you up and down till you say stop. Let me play with your body, baby, make it real hot. Let me do all the things you like me to do. 'Cause tonight, baby, I wanna get freaky with you." Stormy Skydancer said, "It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight." Little Big Dan said, "Lisa just made it sexual, face with tears of joy." Stormy Skydancer said, "Face with tears of joy." Little Big Dan said, "Face with tears of joy." The Wolfpack 2022 said, "Transformers, robots in disguise, Transformers more than meets the eye." Toby's mum said, "Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy had to be done. It's Valentine's Day." Little Big Dan said, "Nice." Stormy Skydancer said, "Thundercats are on the move, Thundercats are loose, feel the magic, hear the roar, Thundercats are loose." Stormy Skydancer said, "Thunder, thunder, thunder, Thundercats thunder, 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 Thundercats thunder, 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 Thundercats thunder, 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 Thundercats." The Wolfpack 2022 said, "Put down that chainsaw and listen to me, it's time to join in the fight, it's time for your babies grow up to be cowboys." Stormy Skydancer said, "Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy." Toby's mum said, "Down at the bottom of the garden, among the birds and the bees, there were a lot of little people. They're called the Poddington Peas." Stormy Skydancer said, "All you ladies pop yo pussy like this. Shake your body, don't stop, don't miss. All you ladies pop yo pussy like this. Shake your body, don't stop, don't miss. Just do it, do it, do it, do it, do it now." Little Big Dan said, "Go go Power Rangers, go go Power Rangers, go go Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers." Stormisguidancer said. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. The Wolfpack 2022 said. Feels like your life is over, feels like all hope is gone, you kiss it all away, maybe. Darkest Eon said. Hey, dropping a like for ya. Toby's mum said. Roses are red. Violets are twisted. Bend over, love, you're gonna get fisted. Little Big Dan said. Cheers, buddy. The Wolfpack 2022 said. Smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes, face with tears of joy. Stormisguidancer said. What the hell was that? Stormisguidancer said. Smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes, smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes, smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes, smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes, smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes. Stormisguidancer said. Need to hear that again, face with tears of joy. Stormisguidancer said. I am dying here. Stormisguidancer said. Cat face with tears of joy. Toby's mum said. Men are from Mars, women from Venus. You lick my F asterisk 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 Y and I'll suck your penis face with tears of joy face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Face with tears of joy face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Nice. Stormis Guidance said. Face with tears of joy. The Wolfpack 2022 said. Smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes. Smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes. Face with tears of joy. Face with tears of joy. Stormis Guidance said. Stormis Guidance said. Stormis Guidance said. Little Big Dan said. My name is skipping the rest. Toby's mum said. Roses are stupid, violets are silly, grease up your flaps 'cause here comes my Willy. Stormis Guidance said. Skynet has taken over control. The machines are rising. The end is near. Toby's mum said. Last one, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Keep going. Stormis Guidance said. Smiling face with open mouth and smiling eyes. Smiling face with open mouth and cold sweat. Smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes. Tired face. The Wolfpack 2022 said. Smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes. Smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes. Face with tears of joy. Face with tears of joy. Stormis Guidance said. Zipper mouth face. Zipper mouth face. Toby's mum said. Roses are crap, violets are shit, sit on my face and wiggle a bit. Little Big Dan said. Nice. Stormis Guidancer said. Luke, I am your father. Toby's mum said. Roses are red, it's elementary, let's ring up a friend and try double entry. Little Big Dan said. There we go, Larry is getting some. The Wolfpack 2022 said. I know how to do sit-ups. Little Big Dan said. Good for you. The Wolfpack 2022 said. You lay down and she sits down on your face. Little Big Dan said. Nice, that's better. Stormis Guidancer said. What's new, pussycat? Whoa. What's new, pussycat? Whoa. Pussycat, pussycat, I've got flowers and lots of hours to spend time with you. Pussycat, pussycat, I love you, yes I do. The Wolfpack 2022 said. Sweetie swooty coming for the booty. Toby's mum said. Sugar is sweet, lemons are sour, open your legs and give me an hour. Little Big Dan said. I'm lost. The Wolfpack 2022 said. LOL, smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes, face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, an hour. Stormis Guidancer said. What does the fox face say? Stormis Guidancer said. Ring ding 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 ding. Tavi Smith, said. Rabbit. Little Big Dan, said. Hey Racy. Little Big Dan, said. Tavi. Stormis Guidancer, said. Horse, leopard, cow, pig. Little Big Dan, said. Face with tears of joy, Japanese ogre, lemon, pensive face, tired face, flushed face, face screaming in fear, sleepy face. Stormis Guidancer, said. Pig, bear face man. Stormis Guidancer, said. O for duck s sark this ducking Siri. Stormis Guidancer, said. Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. Stormis Guidancer, said. Ha 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 Larry, this must be love, face with tears of joy. Toby's mum, said. I have been preoccupied. What's happening with Larry? Little Big Dan, said. He is in love. Stormis Guidancer, said. I honestly haven't paid much attention, face with tears of joy. Toby's mum, said. Also cute. Polar plays, said. Eyes. Little Big Dan said, "Hey Polar." Stormis Guidancer said, "I'd rather say he is attracted to the lady face with tears of joy." Toby's mum said, "Hey Polar." Little Big Dan said, he liked something about her face screaming in fear. Stormis Guidancer said, eyes baby." Toby's mum said, "Wow, they are cutting up the dance floor." Stormis Guidancer said, "Is he doing the Gangnam Style face with tears of joy?" Toby's mum said, "Wow, a proposal that was fast." Stormis Guidancer said, "Wait, I thought he just met her face with tears of joy." Stormis Guidancer said, "He's worse than Ross face with tears of joy." Toby's mum said, "Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy." Little Big Dan said, "Face with tears of joy." The Scottish gamer said, "Golding oldie there." Toby's mum said, "Hey Scottish." Stormis Guidancer said, "Hi Scottish." Little Big Dan said, "Yeah, it is, but still amazing." Little Big Dan said, "And very romantic face with tears of joy." Toby's mum said, "Now where is Larry going? He was on a promise." The Scottish gamer said, "Hi Toby." Stormis Guidancer said, "Face with tears of joy sounds like a nice song actually." Stormis Guidancer said, "Face with tears of joy, face 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 with tears of joy." The Scottish gamer said, "Hi Stormy." Toby's mum said, "Oh no Larry. Is she only after your money?" Little Big Dan said, "Poor Larry thinks she is." The Scottish gamer said, "Black flag." Nightbot said, "At the Scottish gamer, I do what I must." Stop spamming symbols, warning. Toby's mum said. Well, if you propose to boobs you are asking for trouble. Face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. True. Stormis Guidancer said. I have someone on mind right now but not gonna say it. Face with tears of joy. The Wolfpack 2022 said. Is the girl thick? Toby's mum said. I know Mona. Face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. You will see Wolf. Little Big Dan said. She is hot. Stormis Guidancer said. She or her boobs. Face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Home. The Wolfpack 2022 said. Thinking face. Thinking face. Toby's mum said. What does she want money for? Stormis Guidancer said. She probably bails now. Het liv kanaal, said. Sup. Little Big Dan said. She better not. Toby's mum said. Oh yeah, I suppose she could. Toby's mum said. Hi het. Stormis guidancer said. Doggy. Het liv kanaal said. Hi. Little Big Dan said. Hey het. Het liv kanaal said. Hey. Het liv kanaal said. Dropped a like. But need to go again, sorry. Toby's mum said. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Toby's mum said. Bye het. Stormis guidancer said. Over 1 billion served her face with tears of joy, so like the entire population of India got married there. Little Big Dan said. Okay het. Little Big Dan said. Hang on. Little Big Dan said. Siri has died. Stormis guidancer said. No, not Siri. Stormis guidancer said. She still had her whole life before her disappointed face. Little Big Dan said. There we go. Little Big Dan said. She's back. Stormis guidancer said. Guess who's back? Back again. Siri's back. Little Big Dan said. Tell a friend. Little Big Dan said. This dealer is kicking my ass. Toby's mum said. Got a way to go, Larry, to get $100. Little Big Dan said. Yeah, he's miles away. Little Big Dan said. There we go. Toby's mum said. Boom. Little Big Dan said. Boom right in her face. Toby's mum said. Quit while you're ahead. Toby's mum said. Or ahead face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. One more win. Toby's mum said. Tissues at the ready. Little Big Dan said. He won't need them anymore, face with tears of joy. Toby's mum said. I'm not so optimistic, face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Going up. Toby's mum said. Having fun there. Face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Oh yeah. Stormis Guidancer said. Wait, are they in a brothel now? Little Big Dan said. No, we are in a casino. Toby's mum said. No, it's just a tacky honeymoon suite. Stormis Guidancer said. Oh, the bedroom looked very red light district. Face with tears of joy. Toby's mum said. Siri has killed herself, I think. Face with tears of joy. Stormis Guidancer said. She made it far with all the nonsense though. Face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Not again. Face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Hang on. Little Big Dan said. Try now. Toby's mum said. Can't blame the woman. Face with tears of joy. Toby's mum said. Big penis. Stormis Guidancer said. Rolling on the floor laughing. Little Big Dan said. Talk Siri. Little Big Dan said. Talk Siri. Toby's mum said. Little penis. Toby's mum said. Cardboard box. Little Big Dan said. Nope, she's dead. Stormis Guidancer said. Speak, you dirty girl. Toby's mum said. What if we have to say nice things to get her back? Toby's mum said. Like puppies. Toby's mum said. Fluffy clouds. Toby's mum said. Cheesecake. Little Big Dan said. Kittens. Toby's mum said. It's not working. She is gone and we are just going to have to accept that. Little Big Dan said. She's back. Toby's mum said. It did work. Face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. It likes the cute things. Little Big Dan said. Here we go. Toby's mum said. He got that boom boom POW. Stormis Guidancer said. Sexual, healing smirking face. Stevedvdinvd, said. Dropping in and dropping alike. Toby's mum said. Did she just ditch you? Little Big Dan said. Cheers, buddy. Little Big Dan said. Yeah, and stole my money. Toby's mum said. Looks like Mona was right. Toby's mum said. What a biatch. Little Big Dan said. As always. Toby's mum said. Not you, Mona, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Biatch, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Stormiskidensa said. Listen to me, Dan. Stormiskidensa said. Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. You got it, Mona. Toby's mum said. How can I use this to my advantage, thinking face? Stormiskidensa said. I might be terrible at handling my own love life, but I sure as hell can give good advice on that of others, face with tears of joy. Bacon, bacon said. Hey all, bacon here. Toby's mum said. Hi, bacon. Little Big Dan said. Hey bacon, how's it going, buddy? Stormiskidensa said. I knew it smelled good all of a sudden. Stormiskidensa said. Hi bacon, face with tears of joy. Bacon, bacon said. A classic 1900 SPC game. Yum. Little Big Dan said. Yeah, thought it's relevant for Valentine's Day. Bacon bacon, said. Lola 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 xd 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 mate lola lola lol best Valentine gift. Little Big Dan, said. Can't think of something better, winking face. Toby's mum, said. What would that be, Dan? Toby's mum, said. Chocolate. Little Big Dan, said. Yep, always chocolate. Toby's mum, said. Chocolate body paint face with tears of joy. Stormis Guidancer, said. Face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan, said. Do even better. Toby's mum, said. Don't throw yourself off the roof, Larry. Toby's mum, said. Oh God, here is wife number 2. Little Big Dan, said. catching up to Ross. Toby's mum said. The divorcer. Stormis Guidancer said. Face with tears of joy, tacky makeup, cleavage down to her belly button, yeah, totally the one rolling on the floor laughing. Toby's mum said. I was going to suggest giving her the magazine Face with Tears of Joy. Little Big Dan said. How do we win her? Toby's mum said. She has a boyfriend, doesn't she? Little Big Dan said. Yeah, but doesn't stop me normally face with tears of joy. Toby's mum said. Move on. In that Saturday night feather suit, I don't think you can turn her face with tears of joy. Stormis Guidancer said. Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Some people might like it face with tears of joy. Toby's mum said. The guy from the Chase does, that's for sure. Little Big Dan said. The Cinnamon, you mean? Toby's mum said. That's the one, thumbs up sign. Toby's mum said, going back for sloppy seconds. Face with tears of joy. Toby's mum said, "Noo." Toby's mum said, the suit is lovely. Little Big Dan said, yeah, it is. Toby's mum said, can you take the pants on the washing line? Stormis Guidancer said, there was a guy in my hometown who wore a suit like this and had slicked back dark hair. He was only known as Elvis Face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said, didn't think of that. Little Big Dan said, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, good ol' Elvis. Toby's mum said, you could have put them on like Superman, face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said, then try fly. Toby's mum said, the only way is up, baby. For you and me now. Toby's mum said. That woman is going to get a stiff neck sitting like that face with tears of joy. Stormis Guidance said. Maybe she already has, and that's the only way she is able to sit. Stormis Guidance said. Rolling on the floor laughing. Toby's mum said. Face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. No, my doll. Toby's mum said. Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Stormis Guidance said. What the hell? Face with tears of joy. Ruru 92 said. Oh wow, I never knew this game was so old. I thought it was on PS2. Stormis Guidance said. No wait, what's going on? Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Toby's mum said. Hey Roo. Stormis Guidance said. Hey Roo. Little Big Dan said. Hey Roo. Little Big Dan said. Yeah, came out in early 90s, late 80s. Stormis Guidance said. Isn't this series awesome, Roo? Face with tears of joy. Ruru 92 said. Ruru said, nothing lol. Stormis Guidance said. Check this one out, smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes. Ruru 92 said. Hey guys. This series is hilarious lol. Little Big Dan said. That's it, we got laid. Stormis Guidance said. Knew you'd like it, face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Nothing at all. Toby's mum said. This casino is full of slappers, face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Seems that way, doesn't it, Lisa? Ruru 92 said. Oh my god, I sick of being Siri and I'm so soul destroyed. Stormis Guidance said. Smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes, smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes. Ruru 92 said. Never heard a so fed up Siri lol. Stormis Guidance said. She sounds so sexual and stoned at the same time. Face with tears of joy. Ryoru 92 said. XD. Toby's mum said. So the point of that game. Was to get banged. Face with tears of joy. Stormis guidance said. Just what I thought. Face with tears of joy. Ryoru 92 said. Oh my god, the clock is going so fucking slow. Little Big Dan said. Yep, it sure was. Stormis guidance said. What a lovely Valentine's Day game. Rolling on the floor laughing. Little Big Dan said. That's it, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, but be sure to hit the like button and sub if you're new. Toby's mum said. That's romantic. Little Big Dan said. Told you it was romantic, Mona. Ryoru 92 said. How is it over already? Stormis guidance said. You sure did. Face with tears of joy. Ryoru 92 said. I was pretending to be Siri, lol. Little Big Dan said. Yep, he fired all his stuff early. Little Big Dan said. She will be back tomorrow. Toby's mum said. Well, congrats Dan. White right pointing back hand index OK hand sign. Ryoru 92 said. You've been naughty, time to go on the naughty step. Little Big Dan said. Thanks Lisa. Face with tears of joy. Stormis guidance said. I am looking forward to it. This is the best Siri ever. Stormis guidance said. I am a dirty girl. Little Big Dan said. Apart from it doesn't say skipping the rest. Little Big Dan said. Spank me. Toby's mum said. She did get aggro though. Little Big Dan said. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Toby's mum said. Pound me like yesterday's beef. Face with tears of joy. Toby's mum said. Bye bye. Ryoru 92 said. Sluoolution. Little Big Dan said. Face with tears of joy. Face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Abuse that bot. Ryoru 92 said. Is Siri just going to drone on here forever? Stormis guidance said. I am dying here. Face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said. Yeah, she is. Stormis guidance said. Forever and ever and ever. Ryoru 92 said. Bye guys. This is hilarious. XD. Little Big Dan
said. Ha 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 ha. Stormis guidance
said. face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said, ho 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 lola 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 lock. Toby's mum said, bye guys. It's been emotional. Rioru 92 said, WTF. Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, a little boy. Stormis Guidancer said, bye Lisa. Bye Dan. Talk later Roo. Toby's mum said, bye Mona. Rioru 92 said, okay. Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Little Big Dan said, bye Mona. Rioru 92 said, WTF's going on? Toby's mum said, Onka guy voice. Little Big Dan said, she loves being abused. Stormis Guidancer said, she had her voice break. Little Big Dan said, Stormis Guidancer said, she is a grown man now, face with tears of joy. Toby's mum said, her balls dropped. Little Big Dan said, she finally hit puberty. Rioru 92 said, woof woof art ad bark bark, can I sniff your bottom? Little Big Dan said, could just do a stream of bot abuse. Toby's mum said, put on her big boy pants. Stormis Guidancer said, yes please, face with tears of joy. Rioru 92 said, arf arf. Little Big Dan said, that would be the best stream ever. Little Big Dan said, maybe could do that on Twitch. Rioru 92 said, oh my god, I'm so fucking tired of reading these people's crap.
Stormis Guidancer said, I am choking, face with tears of joy.
Little Big Dan said, why won't you just let me sleep? I'm a Siri bot but need my sleep.
Rioru 92 said,
Raffle. Stormis Guidancer said, cow pig horse. Rioru 92 said,
see you in a while, pedophile.
Little Big Dan said,
Face with tears of joy.
Little Big Dan said, okay, that will do it, but see you okay Twitch for bot abuse. Stormis Guidancer said, okay, bye bye. Toby's mum said, ducking hell. Rioru 92 said, never smile at a pedophile cause you can't get friendly with a pedophile. Little Big Dan said, that's true Roo. Stormis Guidancer said, Oh crap, now I have the crocodile song in my head XD. Toby's mum said. Bye peeps.